Hey, welcome back. I'm Seren the Healer, and this is another monthly love reading by design. I'm going to start with an archetype from our Sacred Forest Oracle. Then I'm going to pull an overall message with the Light Seers Tarot. And then I'm going to pull a card for each design type from the Tarot of Sexual Magic. But these cards I have to keep face down because I don't want to show the images that are on these cards on the channel. All right, so you guys just got to trust me for what this one says. All right, let's get started. So it looks like I'm picking up on the energy from two different people. It looks like after a breakup energy where one person feels free and ready to take on the world, and the other person feels like their world is upside down. For generators, yeah, it's a situation where somebody basically monkey barred and they moved on before they had that we need to break up conversation. So there's some overlap in these two relationships, and that leaves the person who got cheated on feeling destroyed, while the other person has jumped straight into being just completely in love and invigorated and you know, happy about things. So the person that got left behind is in a headspace of comparing themselves to the new person. And yeah, it's a need to go into a protective state. It's a need to completely live out that emotional wave until you can get back to balance. And I don't feel like that's something that needs to be done publicly. You don't need to take to social media. You don't need to make sure that the person who left knows how destroyed you are or anything like that. It's a time to pull all of your energy, call all of your focus, all of your energy back to yourself and get that energy back, get that focus back, get that love flowing in the right direction again, so that your cup can fill back up and you can heal and move on from the situation better for it, you know, as opposed to feeling lost and broken, detached from your reality, from your world, separated, you know. If you're the person that moved on, then it's time to allow yourself to flow towards the next thing. You guys both need that separation. You both need to go ahead and let go and cut ties and focus on what's next, focus forward. It's going to be a lot easier for one person than the other, and that's just the nature of the character of someone who can, you know, just pick up and move on while they're still in a relationship. So regardless of what made you feel like you had to do that, or what, you know, you gained from it, any of that, like the old situation, just go ahead and let it go. Take the whole month to recalibrate your energy and let that go. Ooh, that's hard. I feel like the air is not moving. All right, so yeah, for manifesting generators, it's similar. It's a situation where you feel like someone did something that was not fair, and they are getting an advantage over you because of that. So that may be in your relationship, you know, or it could be in a work situation, but I'm kind of seeing it more in a work capacity, where it's somebody who skipped a step, or they came in brand new and were hired above you. You know, it's a situation where you feel like you were not considered for something that you should have been. And so in order to turn your world back right side up, right, it's time to back up to get some perspective. When you're close up on something, that's the perspective that you're in is the only one that you can see. I kind of liken it to if you were you're filming a plane flying across the sky, right, with your cell phone. If you zoom in on that plane tight enough that you lose track of it, it flies out of your frame, it's a lot harder to catch it again, find it again, unless you zoom out first. Zoom out first, expand that field of view, then find the plane, readjust, and zoom back in again. But if you're zoomed all the way in to something that's so far away that it's that, you know, you're focused closely in on, you know, detail, right? You're trying to see where the wings are on this thing, right? But it's way, way high up in the sky. If you're zoomed that in that close and you lose sight of it, all you see is sky. You can move that lens as quickly as you want to, but it's going to be hard to get that precision tracking to catch up to that plane unless you zoom out first, get your bearings, and then zoom back in, right? And so energetically, it's the same thing. When we're focused so tightly on the details, on the day-to-day, on what's done that isn't fair and who should get away, get reprimanded, or who should be written up. You're focused way tightly on a specific situation to where you're brushing your teeth, you're thinking about it. You're making your eggs for breakfast, you're thinking about it. You're running, on the treadmill, you're still thinking about it. You're zoomed all the way in to where that one incident is taking up your entire field of view. It's necessary to zoom out and go into a clearer mental state, get a different perspective, think about something else for a while before you come back. And when you come back to it, you will have a better chance at getting a new perspective. For manifestors, it's like somebody stepped in and took control of something that you were doing. And now, even though you would benefit if it did well, you want it to fail in order to prove that they shouldn't have been in charge. So it's like if you're on a helicopter, on a plane, and someone comes up and takes the controls, right? It's standing there hoping that you crash, even though you're still on the plane. So you're in a state of, it's like, I don't even really know the word for that emotion. If you guys know what that's called, let me know in the comments. But it's like, it's a very high degree of anger, to where you need to be right. You're in the passenger seat, your mate is driving, and they went straight when you thought they should have made a right. And now you're hoping that you get stuck in traffic so that you can, be proven right. That, yes, we should have turned on the street, 2 blocks ago. But no. It's that energy. For the projectors, it looks like a situation where you have gone to an extreme. You've gone to extremes. You've kind of blown it out of proportion. Because of, you needed, not that you needed a reaction. It was like showboating, I guess. It's kind of like a situation where it's something that you were already going to do, right? So you're doing something, maybe you're making a pizza, right? And so it comes time to like flatten out the dough. But instead of just doing it how you normally do it and like kind of punching it and spinning it around and, spreading it out like that, you decide to like do the whole hand toss method where you're like flinging it up in the air and trying to catch it behind you and that kind of thing. So it's like you got the new vitality from the people watching, but it doesn't really bring you it doesn't enhance the fun of it for you. Like, instead of enjoying the fact that, hey, people are watching me and I'm doing really good at this, you know, you kind of slip into a mind state of, I wish they weren't watching because now I'm under so much pressure. Like, this pizza has to be immaculate. It has to be perfect. It has to be the prettiest pizza that was ever, you know, baked now because there's an audience, instead of just being able to get lost in what you're doing and just enjoy it. You know, you're now you're now focused on their approval and what you feel like they want to see more than you are the part of what you're doing that would actually be fun to you. For reflectors, I feel like this is telling us about your emotional wave this month, that you're going through a lot of extreme ups and downs. So it's like something fell apart and you feel like you can't fix it, and then you get this great new idea and you get all excited and there's sparkles and rainbows, and then all of a sudden you're, you know, even lower than you were before, just feeling like there's no point to anything in the world, you know? And this message is telling you that it's a need to first go into protection, protect your mental energy, protect your space, connect to your guardians and your guides, and know that you don't have to do this by yourself, you know. And then you will, once the emotional wave quiets, once the energy calms, you will find a state of flow. I was just looking at my human design book the other day, and thinking about how important it is for a reflector to map out the way that their lunar cycle feels for them personally. It's very important for you to spend a full lunar cycle with a journal and just take notes of the way that you feel at certain points of your lunar cycle, so that you can have something like, you know, make yourself a roadmap, so that when you feel these changes, you can have a good idea of about how long you're going to be there, you know, how deep it's going to get. It's like, okay, this is bad, but this isn't the worst one. It's just, you know, how I'm feeling right now. It's not the end of the world. It just feels like something is broken and I can't fix it, you know. And then, you know, in 2 days or in 3 days, when the moon goes into gate blah blah blah, I'm gonna get a new idea, or I'm going to see a different way around this, you know. Like, to be able to have that map, to have those tools, just like a woman does with her moon cycle, you know. You know what to expect when, and you have tools in place so that when that part of your cycle comes around, you're prepared for it and it doesn't take you off guard. It doesn't, you know, ruin everything. So with this, you know, having that cyclical energy, it's beneficial because you know that you can map it out and have a general idea of what to expect. You don't know what events are going to affect it. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously it's not a fortune telling tool, but it can help you to kind of know what to expect and kind of keep track of where you are and keep the perspective, like, that what you're feeling isn't necessarily the truth, and what you're feeling now isn't how you're going to feel forever. You know, in those hard spots, in those heavy places where it feels like everything's wrong. Whew, all right. That is what I have for you guys. It is a roller coaster, but if you can get into flow with it, roller coasters are fun, right? I really enjoy seeing you guys' likes and comments. I love doing these videos. It's a lot of fun for me. If you guys are getting benefit from it, or if you're enjoying it, I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to see you back here again next time. Bye now.